Welcome in to the Mountaineer Sports Insider Podcast. I am your U92 Sports Director, Cam Scott. With me, I'm going to try and get these titles right, guys. The sports features editor for the Daily Athenaeum, Brian McQuillen, the Big Mac.
That's me.
Alongside the two of us is, of course, your managing sports... What is it? Managing sports editor?
Yeah,
Sports
sports
managing editor.
It's the same thing.
That's Luke Blain you hear.
Blain Train.
The Blain Train is back. We are back. The three of us have been very excited to get to record this first episode. When these leadership positions were decided around last April, the three of us, when we realized that we were going to do the show together, looked at each other and immediately said that MSI is going to be a lot of fun. And I think this will be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. This is the first piece of really content that Brian and I have gotten to do together this year.
Yeah.
It's been a long and lonely summer.
It's been a long and lonely summer, so that makes me think the last time we were on a mic was Monday Night Mike.
Probably a Monday night.
Whatever that last episode was, man.
Yeah, right. Finals week, I think we did
Finals.
one.
Wow, so it's been since May.
It's a long time.
It's good to see you behind the mic, Cam Scott.
I know. It's good to see you.
Thanks, man.
I mean, if you've been paying attention to the U92 content push, that you probably have heard Brian's voice a little bit.
Yeah.
With his new NBA show.
Yeah.
You can plug that.
I appreciate that. The Pick and Roll podcast featuring one of U92 own myself and Tanner Mounts. Talk all NBA. Talk a little bit college basketball as well. But just a basketball podcast. But it's out on all platforms. Check it out. Mainly on Spotify and Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, I should say. If you like basketball, I had a podcast my freshman, sophomore year called Hooping with Mike and Brian. So if you guys like that, you'll definitely like this new thing I got going on. So give it a look. I'd appreciate it.
Check that out for sure.
Much love.
Yeah, it's been a long summer. I missed you guys. I've missed getting able to do stuff with you guys.
Miss you guys.
I miss you too, man.
Luke
I miss you right now because I can see you behind this computer monitor.
Well, that was on purpose. I did put Brian somewhere.
I was ordered to sit
Oh, no shot.
Yeah, I always have to be able to see Brian.
Oh, you're gonna make me blush, man.
You'll just have to imagine me.
Yeah. I see.
But so me and Luke actually, I said that it's been a while since me and Brian had done any content together. That has not been the case for me and Luke. Me and Luke were lucky enough to be able to sit down with Marcus Caldera and Dan Stratford earlier this week. Those two interviews are up now on all MSI pages. Go check those out. Two really good interviews. They're quick, just 15 minutes. So definitely check those out. But yeah, let's get started on the men's soccer front. Talk about this Mountaineer team a little bit. Last night, three of us were lucky enough to attend a 4-2 victory over Purdue Fort Wayne. The story of this game was, of course, Sergio Ors-Navarro with the hat trick, 3 goals on 8 shots. Luke, I'll let you get started with this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Sergio Ors-Navarro, 3 goals, and they all came in the first 29 minutes. Where it wasn't even really that close to being done with the first half, only 2/3 of the way through it. But what a performance by him, and what a way to take opportunities and really just capitalize off of them in a situation where they were without Marcus Caldera. I think Ethan Deckeldax was out of the game by that point. So you look at it, you're going to need more scores than just Caldera. I think people forget that Yutaro Sukata also led the team in goals, tied with Caldera for 12. So now you need to see who is able to step in, and I think that's probably what Stratford was doing last night. I think we got a good look at all the depth pieces. Freddie Jorgensen didn't get a minute until the second half. So, and I think we probably have a strong feeling that probably won't be the case the rest of the year.
No.
I think this is a time for trying to test out some new lineups. A lot of freshmen got playing time yesterday, and Isaac Shear specifically in one of them. Sam Clark, I think, got out there for a little bit after redshirting last year. So it was a really good match to see. And, don't let the final scare you at all, letting 2 goals from Purdue Fort Wayne. That's a team that in the game 1 last year came out and drew with Michigan State in Purdue Fort Wayne. But even still, Michigan State was number 9 in the country at the time. So they're used to making life hard for those Power 5 opponents. And WVU, I thought, handled it really well.
Yeah, I think building off Luke's point, Ors-Navarro, obviously a great game for him. I think he would have had that 4th goal, right? But then it got called off. Was that him who?
No.
It wasn't him.
Max.
Well, anyways, but yeah, that was his first, his most goals in the game prior to that was 2 against Marshall last year, I believe. So, that's got to be feeling pretty good for him the first game of the season, get that hat trick out of the way. I know they're asking about that in the post-game press conference. That's a great way to start it off. But obviously, he's going to want more goals. But yeah, that's great for them. Obviously, as Luke said too, with Caldera out, you need another scorer. Deckeldack, obviously, he went down. Did not have him. But it definitely. The final was 4-2, but for the majority of the game, West Virginia was up 3-0, especially in the first half. There was like a 30-minute stretch to 25-30-minute stretch to open up the second half where there really wasn't much action going on. Then Purdue Fort Wayne ended up getting on the board, but that's definitely a good start for West Virginia. Strats talked about a post game. There's definitely some stuff they can work on, but for the most part, that was a good win without one of their best players. But definitely a good building point for West Virginia heading into next week.
Yeah. So some inside soccer terms I'm going to throw at you guys here. So Sergio Navarro, had 3 goals on 8 shots, like I said, and completed what's called the perfect hat trick. Do you guys know what that means? I did not know what this
Roby
means.
explained it to me on the mic last night. I did not realize that was a thing, but that is really, really
scored
cool.
with his head, his left foot, and his right foot.
Wow.
Doesn't
get much better than that, man.
Doesn't. Pretty
can't
good
get much
stuff.
better.
Versatile.
In hockey, for those new to listening to my voice, I draw a lot of comparisons to hockey. That's the sport I know the best. Scoring 3 goals in a row is referred to as a natural hat trick. He also did that. Scored the 3 goals he scored were consecutive. I'm not sure if that's a term we're going to use in soccer, but I'm going to use it now. That was a natural hat trick for Ors Navarro. And that was only the second hat trick for WVU men's soccer since 2014. Ors Navarro last night. And then, of course, Marcos Caldera against Marshall last year. But yeah, scoring 3 goals in the first 29 minutes. Really, really impressive stuff from Ors Navarro. And a nice win for West Virginia to start their season last night. The goalkeeping is something I would like to mention too. Mark Bonaire did not really see the ball for the first 60 minutes, and Stratford even said that in his post-game press conference.
Yeah, he only had to get 1 save in the first half, and even at that, it was off of the foot of their most aggressive shooter in Maulmeister. He had like 56 shots last year.
Yeah, he led his conference in shots.
The Horizon League, he led him in shots on goal, and I believe goals with like, I don't want to throw a number out there because I can't really remember, but
not bad.
Still. I mean, an aggressive player. He's the only one who, got a shot in that first half. And then you look at it, I actually can't really remember exactly what happened on that first goal that was given up by WVU, but I know on that second one, he had no chance. Like there was no getting
Stratford
that
said
ball.
That in the press conference too.
So, and I think if you're a WVU fan, you have to be confident in what you saw in that back line. Like they made it really easy for him in the first half. And WVU was able to capitalize on it, get the big lead, and you think about it, if you don't get one of those goals from Sergio Ors Navarro, then you're looking at a completely different game. You're looking at a 3-2 game instead of 4-2 in the late stages.
Right.
Yeah, and I think it was also West Virginia played very disciplined soccer as well. Purdue Fort Wayne 17 fouls, West Virginia only 6. But the game was getting physical. You saw a lot of players like yelling at the refs and whatnot from our view.
Yeah, there was some animated action going on down there.
Who was it that took that shot like in the beginning? Like a Purdue Fort Wayne player just like drilled him out. Do you remember that?
It was like a football hit. It was like
it was like a
collision. Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it just definitely was physical. It got more physical as time went on. I think as Purdue Fort Wayne realized they're running out of time, they're trying to get under the skin of the Mountaineers, and I think it worked. There was definitely some hot heads out there for WVU, but they kept their composure and were able to get the victory in this one. Looking forward for this men's WVU soccer team, they'll play St. Francis here in Morgantown. That game can be heard on U92 The Moose at Dick DeLess Soccer Stadium. That'll be on Monday at 7:00, and then George Washington again on Friday, also here in Morgantown, also on U92 The Moose. But yeah, I think that's all we've got on the men's soccer front. Unless you guys have any closing thoughts, I'll let you guys go for a second.
No, I'm all good.
Good.
I think it was a good first showing from the Mountaineers, and I think there's a lot to look forward to. And just keep it in mind, no Marcos Caldera last night.
Oh right, yeah. Actually, let's talk about that instead.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I just thought it was really interesting to see that. Strats talked about how he had that. He said he called it a lot of swelling in the ankle in the press conference. He got a photo of it like 2 days before Marcus came back to campus, which would have been probably around 2 weeks ago, I would guess. So now, you just got to nurse it. I think it's like the same thing as kind of almost this. Well, Taylor White, obviously not the same injury, I don't think, but
same process.
Same process. Yeah, it's actually really crazy how similar these two teams, seasons looked like. You're bringing in a junior forward who led the team in scoring last year, who's also dealing with an injury in the early stages, but both teams have made up for it pretty well.
Yeah, I was going to say St. Francis coming off a 3-0 win over St. Bonaventure. They finished below 500 last year, but I don't know what we'll see from Caldera if his availability, if he's playing. I know Strats did say in the press conference that he was available to play if need be, so I'm sure maybe we'll get a glimpse of him on the 26th. But that'll be a good opportunity for West Virginia to start off the season 2-0.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the Caldera thing, Strats did say that he could have played if he absolutely needed to, but I don't think he ever had an intention of putting Caldera out there. Definitely good that he's getting some rest, I think, but it's still you still would like to see him play for your WVU, and I think we will see him soon. I would hope so, at least. Moving on to the women's side of things, take a 5-0 victory against Radford on Sunday afternoon with Taylor White scoring 2 goals off the bench. Luke, I'll let you get started with this one.
Yeah, just a strong showing. And Taylor White also didn't get the start either on that day. So she went in there and really took the game over. And I think you have to like what you've seen from WVU. They've kept their opponents on the ropes. Very little room for either of their opponents in this first game to really capitalize on anything, much less get any momentum to have something to capitalize on, I think. So aggressive defense. I loved what I've seen from AJ Rodriguez in these early games.
Yeah.
She is just such a good facilitator, and she got a goal against Radford, and I think that was, really cool to see. She's great at kicking those through passes, the leading balls, in order to get her teammates good looks for attacking. But, if you can put all those pieces together in the way that they never really came together last year, I think you're looking at a much better season, especially on the back line. I remember there were games where Kaysa Massey just had to, I think it was Kansas State last year that they lost 5-0. And there were times where she just threw her hands up in the air and just said, she didn't really have much help back there. So a much stronger showing in the early stages from WVU women's soccer, especially that defensive line.
Yeah, I think that also you could kind of see the energy shift when Taylor White was in the mix when she came off the bench and obviously scored those 2 goals. And obviously, we kind of talked about it, but West Virginia won 5-0. It definitely could have been more than that. Johnny Respass, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly.
Ajane, I think.
Yeah,
Ajane.
She missed a couple easy shots on goal, but if you watching the game, she was involved in pretty much every play. She was getting active. But obviously there were some chip shots that you wish you could have back. But for West Virginia, obviously 5-0, Taylor White coming off the bench, scoring those 2 goals, got to be feeling pretty good heading into Clemson tonight. But I think it was a good showing for the team starting off the season 2-0. They're going to be one of the most, I think, more of the most underrated teams in their conference. But I do think a game against Clemson tonight would be a good opportunity against an ACC opponent.
Yeah, definitely. One other thought from this Radford game before we move on to Clemson: 21 shots to 5. WVU led.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
10 on goal too.
10 on goal.
Yeah,
that's a lot. It's a lot of offense.
Mm-hmm.
And it also, what Mountaineers, knock on wood, have not allowed a goal yet this season. Through their first 2 games. And so their scoring margin is currently 7-0 on the year. It's really tough to get any better than that to open their season. Tonight, it is Friday, August 23rd, as you're listening to this. They will face the Clemson Tigers in Clemson, South Carolina. Definitely a big matchup for WVU, Luke.
Yeah, absolutely. Clemson, a Final Four team from last year, just big time. Doesn't get much bigger than that going to their place. And, even if you look, not to look too far ahead, but you look beyond that, they're going to play next Thursday the team that Clemson beat in the Elite Eight last year in Penn State. So 2 very quality opponents after having 2 games where you kind of expect WVU to win, but now Clemson actually hasn't had it too good recently either. They lost in their season opener at Auburn 0-4. And then they over High Point took a 2-0 win. So 1-1, being outscored 4-2 on the year so far. WVU has a chance here. I think that WVU has a chance here to capitalize. I think that there's something to be said about the emotions that can happen when you just come out week 1 after a stellar season and get punched in the mouth and never get back up. But I also think that with that win over High Point, that could be a turning point. I think we saw them with WVU football last year. They didn't have, they had a strong showing, but the scoreboard didn't show it, and the loss to Penn State. Come out, take care of business against Duquesne, and they looked like a different team after that. So I don't know how much that happens in the soccer world, but I think it's definitely something that WVU has to be aware of. But you also have to be like, hey, this team can bleed, so
Right.
you have to go attack them.
Yeah, obviously coming off last season as well. I think for Coach Izzo Brown, it's got to feel pretty good starting off the season strong. And, I don't know how much Taylor White's going to be available tonight. I assume if she played, a lot during the last game, I think she'd be available possibly to start tonight. So I think that would be a good opportunity to see her, starting off, on the right foot in the beginning of the game. But I do think that, the Mountaineers, it's a good opportunity. And as Blaine was saying, Clemson hasn't, they're 1-1 right now, but the season's it's early in the season. But I do think that if the Mountaineers can get the ball rolling early, because 10 shots on goal, you'll take that any game. If they can, repeat some of that in tonight's contest, that'd be a good opportunity for them.
Yeah, definitely. Clemson did receive votes also in the coaches poll. So yeah, this team is not to be taken lightly. Not that they will be taken lightly. Of course, an ACC opponent on the road. That's a game you definitely need to get up for. I think. We'll look at this one too. This next game against Penn State on the road, because I don't believe we'll be sitting down, the three of us, to record any soccer content between then. So we can talk about this one too. Penn State is I'm pretty sure it's the third ranked team in the country. Another big test for WVU.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a team that WVU has played quite a few times recently. Last year, I think they opened the season with Duke last year, I believe. Wait, hold on. What are you showing to me, Brian?
Oh, this was the last time they played.
Oh, yeah. That was last year, right?
Yeah, last year Penn State won.
August 24th last year, almost a year to date. Just 364 days. So WVU or Penn
good
State.
math there, Luke.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we keep this guy around.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Because I'm a math guy. I haven't taken a math class since senior year of high
let's
school.
talk about sports.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at it. But you look at that, and I think the year before that, WVU lost to Penn State in the NCAA tournament, I believe, hearing about that last year. So this is a team where you're familiar with them. You've seen them a good bit in the past few years. So right now, you haven't had the success that you want to. And I think a lot of it, the mindset, will probably also depend on how it goes against Clemson. If you lose to Clemson, you're like, okay, if you lose and can at least keep it close and you can keep it a competitive game, I think you look at that and be like, all right, we have some things to fix. But if you beat Clemson at their place and you're just walking into Happy Valley at their place, I think you got to walk into there and, show that you believe in yourself and you believe you can win this game. And if WVU can get a 4-0 start to this season with wins over quality opponents like Clemson and Penn State at their place, you just might see them in the top 25.
Music to Mountaineer fans' ears, Luke.
Yep.
Is what you're singing right now. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying I'm an optimist. I like to be an
He's
optimist.
a positive guy.
when
He's
it
a
comes to
positive guy.
As a Mountaineer fan, there's not many of you. I commend that.
Yeah.
I try.
Go ahead, Brian.
But yeah, for a team that had 7 wins last season, this would be a great opportunity for them. It's right there in front of them with Clemson and Penn State. There definitely would be a chance of them being ranked in the top 25 if they can, somehow take down both opponents. But I think definitely going 1-1 in this road trip would be beneficial for them because obviously, hopefully, Taylor White's 100% for both contests. But I do think that it's a good opportunity for them. The tougher opponents you play, the more you stick with it, and the more if you could beat them both, that's got to be feeling pretty good for them. As I said, for a team that only had 7 wins last season, that to be able to have 4 this early in the season would be a really good turning point for this program.
Yeah, WVU 0 in their last 4 against Penn State. So they're definitely hoping to turn that around next Thursday. That game on the road, and then they come back here to Morgantown for a 3-game homestand. All 3 of those games can be heard on U92 The Moose. I'm just going to plug that every chance I get.
And we know that Mountaineer fans show up when a team does well.
If you build it, they will come. That is
yes,
absolutely
exactly.
true. Exactly.
You saw it with men's soccer. You saw it with yesterday men's soccer.
Yeah, huge crowd.
That was, I don't know the specific stats, but there had to be around 2,000 people there, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say just looking at the crowd, I would guess. Because the women's opener, it was a good bit more than the women's opener, and the women almost had 1,000. So I'm thinking probably around 2,000 there. I know Dick Dalesk only holds 3K, but, WVU goes and at least splits, 3-game homestand, get hot at home. Mountaineer fans are going to start to pay more attention.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with a player as electric as Taylor White.
That's a word I hear used a lot with Taylor White.
Yeah.
Electric.
I mean, she
Very fast.
You see, she goes up
Very fast.
Yeah.
Brian, very fast.
I mean, that goal again. Brian just played it. She just outran that defender,
Make it
and
look
then
easy.
she scores the goal. And I mean, it's like a battle cry. You can hear it from the press area whenever she screams after a goal, and it's just awesome. I'm a big fan of players like that. I'm a big fan of players who wear their heart on their sleeve.
Hard not to be.
Yeah, exactly. And that passion on the field, and that you can see it pay off. Good stuff from Taylor White so far.
Yeah, I think that WVU fans are really fired up for soccer season to be here, to finally be here. It's been a long, long summer. I know Lucas was chomping at the bit to get to talk some soccer.
Yep.
With this men's team opening up with a nice win last night, and the women 2-0. It's an exciting time to be representing the old gold and blue for sure. Any closing thoughts on soccer from you guys?
WVU is 3-0 and WVU Athletics on the year.
Yep.
Like, we should keep an overall record of that. I think that would be interesting.
I okay.
Yeah,
math guy over here.
Yeah,
Likes
math
the
guy.
numbers.
yeah,
Math
the
guy,
math.
math guy.
Yeah, I'm going to be known as the math guy at U92. That's just outright
I don't know
wrong.
about that.
But
I don't know if there's any competition.
We have a you know we have like a civil engineering major on my staff.
Oh, that's true.
oh yeah, that's
Shout out
true.
to Alex Silva.
Yeah, never mind. No, we'll
I think
let
he might have that title.
yeah, we'll let Sylvie handle that.
Luke can battle for a second.
But hey,
He can battle for a second.
as long as I can count them on both hands, I'm fine at the moment. So 3-0 WVU in contests on the year. Sure, they're
Okay,
going to
so
look to keep that going.
just for you guys keeping track at home, it's August 23rd, and Luke knows how many wins WVU has.
There we
Yes,
go.
sir.
So
We'll see you next
Hey,
week.
as long
we'll
as-
see when
as
he
long-
loses
as long-
count.
as
I
long
bet
as-
you lose count by September 5th.
As long as they keep winning, I can just add one more.
All right,
I like the attitude, man.
I like it too. A lot of good attitude in here. Good vibes are good in here.
Vibes
Yeah,
are good.
We're
Vibes are
great
excited.
vibes. You feel the positive energy in this
I
room
can
right
sense it. I can see it on Camp Scott's smile. I can see it on Luke Bright's smile.
Okay. All right. So we were just talking about Penn State women's soccer. We're going to talk about Penn State football just a little bit here. Probably the biggest home game for WVU since
They said 1998.
1998 is
Yeah.
the quote I'm seeing.
Who's the opponent?
I forgot who
I
they
don't
played.
know.
But Pat McAfee said it.
Pat
on the
McAfee
show.
said it must be right.
But I saw a couple people say it.
We're currently recording this is it morning? No, afternoon after, about 24 hours after Pat McAfee show announced that they would be in Morgantown the day before this game. This campus is buzzing. We are really, really excited. I mean, we're a week out, and all I've heard people
They
talk
played
about
number 1 Ohio State that year.
Oh.
Yeah.
lost.
And lost.
Yeah, that's
Was
right.
it at Ohio State? Or
It was in Morgantown.
was it Morgantown?
Home game. Basically home game since 1998, Luke.
Yeah.
I said that like 5 times. Come on,
Sorry,
man.
I didn't.
It's okay.
I was busy. I was busy trying to find it myself.
He took accountability. He said
Yeah.
sorry.
It's okay. I appreciate accountability. Penn State, good football team.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Yeah, no, they are. I don't know if they're 8th in the country, though.
Okay.
Scott.
That's an interesting conversation we can have.
You know, at the game last year, you could look at the stats. West Virginia was in the game, down 7 at halftime. But I was at the game. There was probably about 3 passes. I know. Big travel guy over here. Sorry, not trying to flex. Had good seats though. Shout out to my roommate.
all right,
Tanner
Brian.
Lambert. Sorry, let me. I'm losing track here. But as I said, like there was probably 3. There was probably 3 throws in that game. Drew Aller should have had an interception. Right.
Right.
I think it was Beanie Bishop dropped one. Aubrey Burks might have dropped one. Beanie Bishop might have dropped another one. But like, I was not very impressed with that Penn State offense. And Aller back in his 3rd year. I think they graduated a couple guys. I will say the running back Nick Singleton, that could be a problem.
Dog. That guy's a problem.
And I don't know how.
Really hard to tackle that guy.
Yeah. But to be fair, on West Virginia's side of things, their run game is hard to stop as well. You got Garrett Green, Jaheim White, C.J. Donaldson. Then you got Cole Taylor on the outside, Jaden Bray. They had a couple different transfers coming in. But I think it's going to be the battle of the run game. I wouldn't be shocked if this is like more of a low-scoring contest than people are anticipating. But I mean, Penn State coming to town, it's going to be a fun weekend, man.
I said this on Sports Night, and I think that
I was not here for this, so this is news to me.
no, I said some things on Sports Night, man.
I'm sure you did.
Nothing legal, nothing like anything like
Well,
that.
that sports night went into the void because we had some serious technical problems, like
Yeah, that's
at the
true.
buzzer, basically. So
So
you get to say it again. This one counts.
this WVU team, I think what separates it the most from last year and why there's so much more confidence surrounding this WVU team this year is because you can look at that offense and you know who has what role. They're much more secure. I mean, you're missing Devin Carter from last year. Yeah, he was a good rotational piece for. I mean, he had a pretty good game. He had 6 catches for 70 against Penn State last year.
Yeah, I remember he had a pretty good game.
Yeah, he had that one long ball from Garrett Green, but this team is much more confident in its identity. We know it's going to be a ground and pound run game, and it's going to bring the defenders forward, and then you're going to throw it over the top with Garrett Green. So, Jaheim White's probably going to be the starter. Garrett Green's the quarterback. You have your
Garrett Green is definitely going to be the quarterback. That I can tell you.
You know what you have in Cole Taylor at tight end.
Yep.
In the receiving core, I think that's where it comes in pretty key. Is which guys. Hudson Clement has proven himself. He came up in some big moments last year. A lot of people will forget that Houston game where he had the touchdown that gave him the lead. Whatever happened after that, I can't really remember. So,
I can tell you what happened after that. Penn State scored a bunch of touchdowns. Is what happened after that.
Houston.
Game.
Yeah, he scored the touchdown.
Was not good.
No,
that was bad.
Very not good. So
next topic.
So, that that Traylon Ray is out there. Basically in the receiver core, who your contributors are, and what you have. And then on the defense, I think the front seven might be something to keep track of because you lose so many key pieces. Mike Lockhart had a really good game last year at Penn State. Jared Bartlett was good, but obviously he transferred to Cincinnati. So I think this team is so much more solidified right now, and it really genuinely feels like they have that same confidence and that same momentum that they had at the end of last season, and they're carrying it over. Because so many returning pieces, so many returning key players, I think you're just going to see a much more confident and solidified WVU football team heading into this game.
You said something that I that stuck out to me there, and that was a very well said, Luke. First of all,
thank you.
Is that what you're getting at wide receiver this year?
Yeah.
This time last year, we did not know what we were going to see from the wideouts wearing West Virginia jerseys. We just didn't know.
Even before that, really all you knew about was Bryce Ford Wheaton.
Right.
Somewhat of Sam James. So, keep going.
Yeah, West Virginia, the receiver position has definitely been a little bit of a question mark going into the season the last couple years, and I think that WVU fans are feeling pretty confident in this group. I know I am. I know the two of you guys seem to be. Some quick notes I have written down here for this game. The secret sauce for WVU is definitely the run game. It's not too much of a secret. WVU was 5-0 last year when they rushed for 200 or more yards.
They're top 5 in the country, too, I think.
With top 5 in the country, averaging like
228. 228.9.
Yeah. Oh,
look it up. Fact check it.
Maybe Brian's the numbers guy.
228.9 rushing yards.
You fact check that.
I just witnessed something really special.
I could be completely wrong.
But did.
I also just wanted to say, from the Penn State game, even compared to the Texas Tech game. Well, Garrett Green went down in that game, but fast forward a couple weeks, even to the Houston game. I'm sorry to bring that up, but his deep ball just improved so much over such a short period of time.
He can sling it now.
Yeah, because even the Penn State game, he was missing some easy throws.
Yep.
Throws that he was not missing, even when you go fast forward to UNC when they played that game. So I'm interested to see the improvement Garrett Green made this offseason because he had such a huge jump during the season last year in West Virginia. Finally on people's radars, they got a couple top 25 votes. This is a great opportunity for them too. This could be one of probably the biggest win in Neil Brown's career if he can get the job done.
Yeah,
Brian, you putting that out there?
If he gets the win, I
think you just accidentally put that out there.
I can't think of another.
Yeah,
game.
I can't either. I think. In
terms of just opening weekend,
you got to play the game though.
Play the game.
Yeah,
you got to play it. It has to happen. Another thing I have written down here is hold the ball.
Yep.
You cannot turn the ball over and expect to win against the 8th ranked team in the country. You just can't do it.
Yep.
And I think hopefully the successful run game will result in them holding the ball.
I don't think there were any turnovers in this game last year.
On
either side.
I don't remember. I believe you.
I'm trying to think. Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't believe you.
I know there weren't any picks. Garrett Green didn't throw a pick.
Green didn't throw a pick.
I'm trying to think of fumbles. I don't think there was.
Penn State's defense is very good. Their everything is pretty good. But their front seven especially, I think, is going to be able to get into this backfield, even against WVU's experienced O-line. I think they're going to... And on the other side, WVU's front seven is going to have to play very well to stop Penn State's running attack because their offensive line and their run game is very good. Nick Singleton is a very good running back, and he's a very hard man to tackle, Brian.
Yeah, we saw even last year, too. He had 13 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown. Probably not as much as we had you. It's probably less than we'll see. We're hoping. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, Cam Scott. Hopefully it's a number like that on Saturday.
Yeah.
If they can hold him to 70 yards, that's not a bad place
Definitely.
to have it. But even like last year, West Virginia didn't even have Jaheim White. CJ Donaldson was the main back for the beginning of the year. So knowing you got both of those guys in the backfield and Garrett Green's dual threat abilities, this is a really good test for the Penn State defense. They saw some guys obviously head to the draft last season, but I mean,
I'm very confident that Penn State's going to be able to reload on positions like linebacker and defensive
defensively,
line.
yeah. I mean, they have some of the best linebackers in the NFL.
Right.
So.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that it's gonna be a fun matchup, obviously. But I think both teams, they have good run attacks. They both can throw the ball as well. I know I was kind of critical on Aller, but statistically the stats don't lie at the end of the day.
You are critical of Aller.
Yeah, we'll see.
We've had some talks.
We have
away from microphones.
We have. But
Brian's not a big Drew Aller guy. Luke.
Brian's not. No.
I'll be honest. I was really sold on him after the WVU game last year, though.
Really?
I really was. He had such a good game.
He just doesn't really throw the ball much in big games. They just keep handing it off.
I
mean, against Michigan, I think he only threw the ball like 13 times the whole game.
Right. Like, I think last year, honestly, might have been his best game. Like, against the Power 5 opponent with WVU.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like, 21 for 29, 325 yards, 3 touchdowns. 72-yard the long one.
But he doesn't really throw the ball deep, though, I don't think, really.
He did on that broken
play.
play.
Their offense isn't really, built for that.
Because I was going to say, he had a couple dump-offs that turned into, 70-yard runs. But, I mean, that's the game, though.
I mean, that broken play on, the first possession for Penn State.
Yeah, that's
where
true.
The crossing route.
This conversation is making me realize I need to go back and watch that game again. Because I
thinking
remember
about that.
less and less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing that I know WVU did not forget about this game was that garbage time touchdown that they scored at the very end of the game.
Oh, yeah.
WVU's or Penn
No,
State?
Penn State scored.
I was thinking about the one where they did the merry-go-round or whatever, where they
Yeah.
No,
that was a 2-point conversion.
There was 7 seconds left or something.
Yeah,
15 seconds.
In the last minute, Penn State could have just kneeled the ball down. They decided to score and kick an extra point. I had a strong inkling that did not leave a very good taste in Neil Brown's mouth.
I doubt it.
I bet you he has had this game marked on his calendar since that moment.
I mean, he said in the post-game presser, I believe,
6 seconds left. Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, in today's college football landscape, you have to win by as big of a margin as you can. So, in a way, I understand it. But also, if you're on the other end of that, that's not going to feel good.
No, not at all.
And not at all. And I believe I would need to go back and listen to that presser. I know he talked about it, but I don't want to say what he said because I can't really remember it.
Well, that's good then.
But that would be a good one to go back and listen to.
Yeah.
But no, you just got to think how many of these players remember the stuff that went on in that game last year, and how many of them have been itching at it for that long. Of course, you had a successful season after that last year, of course, but I think a game like that, man. A game like that.
Yeah, they especially back at our place.
Yeah.
Here in Morgantown. It'll be. I think the players and fans are definitely really excited. There's seriously already a buzz around campus. Like we talked about last year, with the big game coming down. I think Pitt definitely you could feel it in the air. It's already there. You can already tell that fans and students are ready for this game, and especially with all the festivities coming, like Fox Big 12. Fox Big Noon kickoff being here, and then the Pat McAfee show here on Friday.
I'm almost feeling more energy for this than I did the Backyard Brawl last year.
Well, we still got a week. We'll see.
We do.
But I at this time last year, yes, I probably would would have to agree with you. What do you guys got going on this week? You guys are we good here on sports stuff when we talk about our lives and stuff? Maybe?
Yeah, I think.
How are you, Brian?
How am I? I appreciate you asking, man.
Yeah, of course.
I'm good, man. I'm excited. It's kind of emotional, just senior year. But,
it's an exciting time of year though.
It's gonna be a fun year. I'm actually really excited. I think all sports are gonna be buzzing. But starting with WVU football, I think the difference is talking about that Pitt game last year. I think now even at that point in time, we still didn't really know what to expect from Garrett Green. Because I remember against Duquesne, he still threw for 4 touchdowns, but that was no disrespect, not a heavy opponent. But now it's Garrett Green. I mean, he's looked at. Some people have him as one of the top quarterbacks in the Big 12, one of the best dual threats in the country. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles that. But I know, he's improved a lot. And as I said before, I'm just interested to see the jump he made this offseason.
Yeah.
I've been excited in sports in general. I don't. Well, you guys know I'm a huge tennis guy. Everybody knows that.
Get out.
But no. Oh,
no way.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Anyway, but no, I think you can point to every WVU athletic program this year and think of at least one reason to be excited. At least one reason, whether it's a new coach or, a strong season last year, some new players. Each one has their own little nuances and their own little things to, I think, get excited about, whether or not it's WVU football or down to anything else. And also, I was at Applebee's last night.
Oh.
No way.
I went to Applebee's.
After the soccer game?
Yeah. Went to Applebee's.
Okay.
You get that.
And I want to
Tell
tell
me
you,
about Applebee's.
I went.
What was your order?
Appetizer. Gotta go to apps,
the
bro.
classic bacon cheeseburger.
Okay.
Lettuce. Nothing really else. I just like the ketchup on there too.
No apps?
No, not really. I got the onion rings instead of fries. I'm a big onion ring guy.
Dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, dude, love the onion rings.
Are onion rings dangerous to you, Ryan?
More dangerous
Are
than
they more?
French fries.
Okay, they're definitely more dangerous
Yeah,
than
because
French
French fries is generic. Nothing wrong with French fries.
Yeah, that's
No.
true. You can wear some onion rings as
Cream
like
cheese though, no.
Oh, wait, what'd you say?
Cream cheese?
Oh,
Not
no. No cream cheese.
Brian's not a cream cheese
I hate
guy.
cream cheese.
Let's turn it
I mean,
down.
it's personal when I see cream cheese in my fridge.
So I looked up at the TV, and ESPN was on, and it might have been ESPN Bet, and they had WVU on there.
We saw that.
We
saw
did
that.
see that. We did
We
see
saw
that.
that.
Sleepers to make the CFP.
Yep.
We saw
Brian
that.
and I were at a different local establishment and also saw this.
We were.
So
And we both looked at each other. We were like, "That's something."
and I'm
something to be
I'm telling
excited
you
about.
something else I said on Sports Night the other night. I don't think it's unrealistic at all to see this team in the CFP. The way
The Big 12's open.
The
Big 12's
the
open.
Big 12 is open. If they can at least make the Big 12 championship game and give it a really good game, I think they'll be in there because, you have the Power 5, you have Power 4 conferences, Pac-12's out of the picture. They obviously do not value the ACC. The only team that makes it in from the ACC is going to be the one who wins the championship
Florida
because,
State probably up.
how often are they going to spread it out? Like, how much are they going to spread it out? You think like 2 or 3 SEC teams,
It'll probably be 3 SEC teams.
two or three Big Ten teams, maybe. I mean, probably if I'd had to take a guess, Ohio State,
Michigan.
maybe Oregon, Michigan.
Oregon, maybe.
Michigan's looking a lot different than last year too.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they got
Harbaugh list and go ahead.
Harbaugh list.
Yeah,
Harbaugh.
Yeah. But yeah, Oregon.
lack of Harbaugh is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I mean, Rutgers is a sleeper too. People are saying. I mean, I'm a Jersey kid, but like I'm just saying
If I
Sleeper for what?
to win the Big Ten.
To win the Big Ten.
I'm saying sleep. I'm not saying they're going to do it.
if I see Rutgers,
Schiano's turning that program around, man.
if I see Rutgers get into the CFP before WVU, I don't know what I'll do.
I take offense to that. No, I'm kidding.
Oh
take
yeah,
offense to
that's
that.
right. You're from that area.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, I do agree. Like West Virginia should definitely be up there
Yeah,
before Rutgers.
and I mean,
is.
it depends on how many Group of 5 teams you want in there. But honestly, the Big 12, I think you're going to see strong seasons probably from Arizona,
Utah.
Oklahoma State. Utah is a competitor, but I think WVU can very well be in the mix on that. WVU is going to play Arizona. WVU is going to play Oklahoma State. They're playing like 4 or 5 ranked teams within
Kansas
the first
too,
6
right?
games.
Do we play? Does West Virginia play Kansas? this year?
Kansas State. Right now, the teams that they played that are ranked are Penn State, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and Arizona, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
that was
play
pretty good,
Arizona.
Luke.
Yeah.
That was on top of
Yeah.
his head, not looking at anything.
Yeah.
That was
Looking deep
impressive.
into my eyes when
At
he
least
said
at least in the preseason poll, and I don't think there's any reason to think that Kansas would become unranked by week 3 or week 4. Sorry, which is whenever they're going to play them. And I think is Kansas State directly after that, or is it Oklahoma State? What I'm trying to say is, these teams are ranked early, and if you get ranked wins,
we don't. It's Kansas,
Kansas,
OK State, Iowa State, then Kansas State.
okay. So these guys are ranked early, and if they
Yeah.
can at least stay in the rankings early, and WVU can beat them, there's only so many ranked teams that you can beat before they have to, but that they can try to keep you out of the top 25. And if you keep winning once you're in the top 25, and if you make the conference championship, you're looking at top 12 easily.
Yeah.
All right, don't hate it. Before we hit record, I said that we were going to talk about soccer for a while and then briefly go over Penn State. We just talked about football for almost 20 minutes.
Awesome.
That's okay.
Dang, man.
Football.
Keep an ear out for a little football season preview. I think we're going to split this into 2 episodes. I'm breaking this news to you guys now. I'm thinking we break down the first 6 games in our first preview, and then we can do another one with the second half of the season as we move on a little more, as we know a little bit more.
I like that.
Give a more accurate analysis, deep breakdown, all that good stuff.
Might have some interviews next week too.
Yeah, keep an ear out for some interviews. We've got some big things coming here at Student Media.
Buy stock now.
Yeah, bye.
Buy stock now.
Buy stock
Just
now.
the
Luke's
beginning,
been
man.
Banging the drum. Any closing thoughts here, guys?
I mean, I think we hit it on all. I think we hit it on all avenues, all venues.
Yeah,
whatever that
all
saying is.
yeah.
But West Virginia sports, man. That's all I gotta say.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
It is so good to be back.
We have fun here on Mountaineer Sports Center. It's going to be a fun year. All right, I think that's going to do it for our first episode. It's August 23rd, and this has been the Mountaineer Sports Insider.